I'm really in love with the countryside. As a chef, I really wanted to have a place in the middle of the countryside where I could find ingredients of high quality, have a really good relation with the producer. So I really felt in love by the first sight. As I saw this piece of land, I really felt it related to it. When I found this place, I was really lucky. Really. I dreamed about a modern restaurant, and I really had it in my mind while I was buying this place. After 4 years of building process, I had my restaurant. I'm Antonia Klugmann. I'm the chef and owner of l'Argine a Vencò, a little restaurant in Dolegna del Collio, Vencò, Friuli, Italia. I think that beauty helps the guests and help me to be inspired by the ingredients. And I think restaurants today are a good reason to travel. And because if they are sincere, they show in the proper way how beautiful can a countryside be, and also is a way to know a region. And in Italy, we have so many traditions locally, totally different one from the other, so many richness about ingredients, and I think this is quite unique. And if a restaurant can transfer this to the guests, they have a reason to go there. And you're not in the middle of nowhere also because you have the communication, you have internet today. And if there is one thing that the pandemic period showed us is that maybe we are in the middle of nowhere, maybe we are not seeing people, but we are still connected in a way. And this is something really powerful because this is the first time in human history that we can live in the places we choose, but still be connected, even if we are isolated in a way. I'm daughter of 2 medical doctors, and really in my family, even my grandfather was a medical doctor. Everyone in my family is graduated at a university. Studying, it's not something that you have to do because you have to. You have to study because it's beautiful. Because if you have the opportunity to go deeply in something, it's good to go for it. So when I choose to leave the university, I was studying law in Milano when I decided to try to be a cook. I didn't know anything about being a cook, so I was, I think, a little bit crazy about that. A little bit, I was not aware of the difficulties that maybe I could have choosing this career. But it was really something about love again and passion. Sometimes I talk to my mother about that, and she said to me, I always had trust on you, but I was really scared. I can remember, I was a smoker on those days, and I was smoking outside the first kitchen where I worked in, and I was outside and I could see my colleagues, my chef, and I thought, this is my place. This is, I belong to the kitchens, I belong to this type of life. I never changed my mind, even one day, even if it was so difficult because of money, because of the career, because of how hard is this work, I never changed my idea. I think I'm really in love with my job in the proper way. I was lucky because in my family everyone cook well, and for every Italian, cooking eating, it's really a main part of the day. So my grandfather was born in Puglia, so there was in my DNA this Mediterranean cuisine that passed to me from my mother, and in my father roots there were European heritage because of my surname Klugmann. They came from Poland, so my grandfather was born in Zurich, and so there was this heritage, very complex, mixed with the Mediterranean. And the other grandmother came from Emilia-Romagna. So a lot of fresh pasta, lasagna, and fritto misto all'italiana. So cuisine was a mixed one, but very Italian, very interesting, and maybe this influenced me. But I think the love with Ferran Adrià was the key, because I saw how creativity in the kitchen could make you free in a way. And so yes, I want to be a pro. I want to be a professional who could imagine new things about ingredients in a sincere and personal way. I think that being in a way unique, even when you make mistakes, is the key of something in the kitchen. In my family, there was no tradition about going out in fine dining restaurant. So, you know, because also this changed your perception about being a chef. If your family used to go to dine in fine dining restaurant, maybe it's being a chef has a more fancy appeal. But really in my family, being a cook, it means being a cook, not a chef, you know. I think that my cuisine, it's always in progress and changing, because I'm changing, and I really think about the ingredients always in a new way, you know, to improve my techniques, to improve how my kitchen is. But in a way, I'm the same person than 15 years ago or 20 years ago when I started to cook. And I think that I'm really sincere, again, authentic when I think about food. And this is, I think, the key, because I really try to do something that is mine, not imitating anybody. And of course, I'm influenced by traditions, by Italian memories that I have in myself. But at the same time, I try really to improve the techniques that I use, inventing new way to transform ingredients. And I think that the mix of the two things, so being related in a sincere way to our memories, to our heart, and pushing every day to be a better cook, is the key of my career. I never choose something that is rare in my ingredients. I use only what is really common, what is weeds, you know. Wild herbs have a sense only in that way. And even in my kitchen garden, that is our first school about you know, sustainability, because it shows us how much water, how much energy you have to use to have only one plant. So you learn a lot in the garden. You understand also that you have to choose only the seeds, only the plants that are good for your environment. I never use something that is tropical or that is really not good for our countryside. Through the years, you understand which plants you have to use, and this process improves the menu in a really interesting way. Even talking to our producer is a really good way to be a little bit more sustainable every day, to understand how difficult it is for them to to have some vegetables or having some part of the animal because you are a chef and so you want this. Taught me a lot about what is really sustainable and what is not, because and also something that helps me a lot is having not many guests in the dining room. I only make 8 tables, maximum 9, 22 seats for service, and this is also a way to be sustainable for us, and have a good relation with the countryside. Everyone has a way to cook that is different. Every restaurant has a life that is totally different one by the other. So as today we are talking to you, and you know exactly how many restaurants are in the world, and it's really important that we don't copy one by the other. Being unique, challenging ourselves in our way is so important. Now we just reopened from the pandemic stop. So we are really excited, and in a way we are also at the window, in a way seeing what happens, because we are really, every family felt in a different way, because it was really a hard time for everybody. So it's really something that is exciting, being reopened again. And I think next year maybe we will finally restore the mill, having four more rooms. This year we really focused about the garden, because also of the needs of having guests in the garden, eating at the table in a safe way. And so we improved a lot the garden and my wild garden project, because also of the sustainable vision that we have to have even in the garden, not only in the kitchen garden. And this was really interesting for me. I really learned a lot during this year about all the things that matter for me. I never have time to study because I'm always in the kitchen. And so this year I could learn a lot about things that I love. And yes, I can't wait to see what the future has for us. I always say to the guys in the kitchen with me, the cooks who are so much younger than me, that they have to think about the reason why they cook every single day of their life. Being aware of what you want is the point, I think. So I hope that every cook who goes in a kitchen have the strength to be unique in a way. I hope that people can feel that coming here worth it, and also that what I show, what I say about my restaurant, what is my storytelling is perfectly a mirror in the dishes. The dishes, eating my cooking is the right way to know me, because I'm totally the food that I make.